Do you know how disappointing it is to go from only ever having homemade onion rings to going to a restaurant and ordering onion rings and getting those? If you don't, I'm about to show you how to make onion rings that will show you what I'm talking about. So the first step is obviously slicing your onion, and then you separate the slices so they look like this. Once you have all your slices separated, put them in a bowl of ice cold water, and we're gonna let them sit in here for a while. After those rings are done soaking in the water, we're gonna place them out on a towel individually. And then although it does not say to do this, I always like to take the inner lining here that's in the onion, every onion has it, and peel that off as best as I can. The reason I do this is because it makes the batter stick to them better. Saying that just reminded me of a tongue twister we used to say where it said, Betty Butter had a bit of bitter butter, put it in her batter, made her batter bitter, so she bought a bitter batter butter, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter batter better. Try saying that or leave it in the comments if you could understand it. Once you have the lining off, take each ring individually and take a paper towel and dry it. You'll have to make sure your rings are sliced thick enough that they're not so fragile that they're gonna break. Now we're gonna set these rings aside and we're gonna make our batter. First thing we're gonna do is take an egg, whisk it up well. Then we're gonna add some flour, some salt, a tiny bit of sugar, and a little bit of melted butter. You can also use shortening for that. Then we're gonna whisk that together a little. We're gonna gradually add some milk and whisk it in. After you have all of the milk mixed in, it should look something like this. It has to be nice and smooth. And you wanna make sure your deep fry oil is hot. Then we're gonna take our onion slices and drop it in the batter. Take a fork and let it come out. Make sure the batter drips off, and then we're gonna put it in the oil carefully. You might end up flipping these because they only fry on one side. Once they're brown, take them out of the oil and put them in your colander to let the oil drain off a bit. Let the oil drain off of those a little bit and then transfer it to your plate. I'm gonna sprinkle some salt over them. Time for a taste test. Every time I go to a restaurant, I see onion rings on the menu, it makes me think of homemade onion rings and I get really hungry for them. But the restaurant ones just don't taste as good as the homemade ones, so I never get them. These are definitely not fast food because it takes a while to make them, but they are very delicious. They're worth the time it takes. The complete recipe that I always use to make mine is in my Amish cookbook if you click the link on my website. Enjoy!